Bob Hunter. We've lived here 4 or 5, going on 5 years, and we visited 2-3 churches, came here right after we moved, and didn't go anywhere else. We felt right at home. We came in that morning and heard the music. We just looked at each other. It almost brought tears to our eyes, and then the rest, the fellowship and the warmth we felt, why, it was wonderful. And we've been very happy ever since.
I'm Carrie Brown, and I'm a preacher's daughter from First Methodist, and I've come back in my adult life to raise my children in this wonderful church. I guess we've been members just a few years now, but again, we go way back as a family, back to 6th grade when we moved here.
Hi, I'm Wells Greeley, and I have been a member at First United Methodist Church since 1988. I have been a lifelong resident here of Haywood County, and have been fortunate to have a family business that has operated in our county for 133 years.
Stewardship to me is giving back that which we have, and that's time and talents and prayer and financial support.
No matter what you have to give, when it becomes part of a greater community like the church, what you can do with those gifts becomes really exciting. It's also a time for me to remember that all that I have, all that I see in my lunch bag or in our lives that we have to give, reminding ourselves that it wasn't ours to begin with. It's not ours, it's not our money, it's not our lives, it's not our time. And just to remind ourselves of that once more as we go into that season, I think that's just a powerful thing to remember. It's pretty easy to give away something that was never yours to begin with.
So during this season of stewardship, we must be encouraged to take an inventory of our time, our talents, and our monies that we offer to God. In spite of the pandemic, the needs of our church are ongoing. I receive a feeling of gratitude knowing that our congregation continues to support our church in spite of our many challenges.
This church is known for meeting needs, members' needs, community needs, and that hasn't stopped. The need out there is even greater today. This church, this staff has not closed, it's not stopped. The need is great, and they've been meeting it.
In 2019, when we filled out our pledge card and decided how much we were going to give, we give weekly, how much we'd give each week to the church and the total amount that we were going to give per year, I think that had less to do with the church, even though obviously we've thought about the church, we love the church, we believe in this church, that's why we're part of this church, but it had more to do with how much we wanted to let go of in 2020, how much we were wanting to just release, to give to God, to give to the world, to just remember, be reminded that it's not ours, that these are gifts to give.
The church made a major positive impression when we joined. The warmth and the love, the care about meeting needs in the community and around the world, being very welcoming. And another thing, there was a difference of opinion among members, but there was a respect.
Really, my biggest hope is just to continue to be proud of our church and what we stand for and what we stand up for and who we are, and even being willing to, as you know, we come back to continue to be a church that disagrees on certain things but still can come together in all the different stages of our church and our church's life.
If there ever is a time that we need to be bold in our talents and giving, this is that time. I have been inspired by the exemplary efforts of our church staff has exhibited during the difficult time. They continue to demonstrate how we can have meaningful worship beyond the walls of our church.
I have just had just as many tears during the worship at home as I do in our church. It's also given us the beautiful worship services that have been online, that come into our home, The cool thing about it too is it's given ourselves a place, or more, we've been more intentional about our worship in our home. We actually, over all these months have slowly built our altar. And our altar, we didn't have an altar in our home. Like, we had a place where we had kind of pictures and stuff, and now it's a permanent altar that we have, and we light the candle every Sunday, and it's really just made us be more intentional about worshiping in our home and making our house a place of worship.
2020 has been very important, and I've really felt communication from the staff that they care and ask us to care about each other, and that's been important. "2021 is going to be different. We don't know what it's going to be like. We got ideas, but it's going to be different. And I think we got to be flexible enough to meet the changes that occur, to meet the needs of our members, meet the needs of our community, as we share God's love to everyone we meet."
I hope that the church continues to really be in my home, and it continues to make our home a place of worship. And I hope that we continue to be generous with our giving in 2021, because I think this church has so much more to offer.
There is a catchphrase that has recently evolved that relates to the pandemic: the new normal. It is my greatest hope that when we control COVID-19 to a safe and acceptable level, that we can enter a new phase, the renewed normal. In a renewed normal, we will be thankful for the challenges and how we responded to them. We will be blessed and thankful to gather as a congregation to hear God's Word. We will be blessed by the many talented people who provide our music. We will once again enjoy our fellowship as we commit ourselves to be good stewards of First United Methodist Church of Waynesville.
And so now's the time that's needed. Now's the good time.